Allison.
I'm Josie.
And today we're making a Valentine keychain.
Yay!
It'll be so fun when it's all done. You can keep it for yourself and put it on your backpack, or you can give it to a Valentine. Do you have a Valentine this year?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's check out what's in our kit. We have the Valentine's secret code. We have ribbon, a heart, the keychain,
And tons of little beads.
lots of beads. On top of everything that you have in your bag today, you're going to need scissors and a pen or a marker. Once you have that, we're ready to get started. Josie, do you know what the secret code is for our Valentine keychain today?
The alphabet in binary code.
You can read! Yay! Binary code is how the computer forms the alphabet. So if you were making a computer program and you needed to use the letter A, you would use 01000001. So any letter that you're gonna put in binary code always has 8 numbers. So if you're gonna write a letter to somebody, would you rather write in the alphabet or in binary code?
Alphabet, definitely.
Yeah. So to give our Valentine this special binary code, we are going to separate our beads into red, white, and pink. You notice you have a lot more red and pink than you have for white. Yeah. That's because red and pink are going to be our zeros and our ones, and the white is just a separator, so we can separate the letter from each other. So, for instance, if your zeros were going to be reds and your ones were going to be pinks, and you were doing the letter A, you would do red, pink, red, 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 pink, and then separate it by a white. Since your heart can only fit 4 binary alphabet letters, I gave you some choices down below that are 4-letter Valentine words. So think of a 4-letter word that you would like to give to your Valentine or keep for yourself if you don't have a Valentine. Circle that word if it's one of these words, or write it down in the space right here if it's a new word. Okay, so I circled the word true. I like the word true because I get to use the letter U. That's 01010101.
Oh, that's smart.
That's my favorite binary code letter.
U.
And then you chose to write your own word.
Ella. And don't tell her. I'm going to give it to her on Valentine's Day because she's my sister.
Oh, that's sweet. Then you're gonna go in the alphabet and write the number 1 next to your first letter and circle it. 2 next to your next letter, circle it. 3 next to number 3, and then 4. Okay, the tricky part of this is that we have this V shape right here on the heart. So we can't just put all the beads on because the bead doesn't really turn that corner very well. So we're actually going to start with the 3rd letter of our word because we're going to put it right here, and then we're going to go up to the 4th letter here, and then we'll do the 2nd letter and then the 1st letter. So then when we read it, it'll be 1st letter, 2nd letter, 3rd letter, 4th letter, and it'll form a word. Mine, the word true. Josie's, her sister. The heart is made of strong metal, that way it will make for a better keychain.
So you just bend it?
Yeah, you just kind of bend it apart like that. So you'd want to bend it just enough so that a bead can fit on there. Start with your white bead because, as we said before, that's our space between our letters. My 3rd letter is U. I'll let you guys figure out what your 3rd letter is, and then you're going to start. Now remember, you're going to pick, and you have to stay consistent. Is your 0 going to be pink or red? Mine is going to be pink. What's yours going to be?
Pink.
Pink? Okay, we'll just go with pink. So 0 is going to be pink. And since I'm doing the letter U, I do pink, red, okay, did you get your 3rd letter on there?
Yes.
Good, we're ready for our 4th letter. My 4th letter is E. What's your 4th letter? Okay, and then make sure you did your
space
between the two letters, okay? So can you believe all of that is one letter? Okay, so go ahead and do your fourth letter. As your hook starts coming around on this heart, remember about gravity. You're gonna wanna make sure to turn your heart this way so that your beads don't all start sliding off. So after your fourth letter, you're not gonna have room for this space, but that's okay because our ribbon is gonna go on there and it's gonna be a ribbon in the middle. Okay, if you're able, you can just hold on to this side with your right hand while you put the beads on the other side. If not, an easier way would be to put some tape on this side to keep those beads from coming off. So what letter are we on now, Josie?
Number 2.
Right, because we have letter 3 and 4, and we're gonna come around, so it's gonna be number 2 and number 1. So we're doing a word backwards, but it's all gonna make sense in the end. So if you notice here, our letters are reading left to right, which is how we read, right?
Yeah.
So in order for our letters to read left to right, right here, we actually need to spell our binary letter backwards, okay? It's kind of tricky, but then it's gonna read the right way when we go to read our binary code to our Valentine.
Instead of reading it this way, we're going to do this way.
Right, so I'm gonna do an arrow on my number 2 letter to remind me to go that way, and on my number 1 letter to remind me to go right to left. Remember to put your space between your letters, between letter 2 and letter 1. And then your last letter, also read it backwards. So for instance, my T is I'm going to start from back here, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0.
Just enough.
Yay! Okay, this is getting really hard to handle all these beads on here. I know, you have to keep pushing them on there with your fingers so that they don't fall off. I promise it'll all be over soon. The great thing I love about this activity though is if you mess up or the beads fall off, you can always do it over again. No problem. In fact, we mess up all the time when we're doing projects here, so.
Totally normal.
Totally normal, totally fine, totally just part of the process. So you're gonna take your, whoops, see what I'm talking about? Right there, one just popped right off. So you're gonna take your metal heart and squeeze it back together. If you're a young folk, you might need a parent's help for this. You're going to squeeze the heart back together the best that you can so that those are kind of touching again. Okay, at least they're close enough together that the beads aren't gonna fall off anymore. Do you see that? All right, you're gonna take your super long ribbon that I gave you.
Yay.
Okay, I'm just gonna start by wrapping. And this doesn't have to look pretty at this point. We're just wrapping the ribbon around. And see if I tighten it. Just start wrapping it around. I'm pinching the ribbon with my thumb and my middle finger. I'm leaving some room at the top for my loop. I'm tucking the ribbon into the heart, around through the back of the loop, through the back side. I'm still pinching that ribbon with my other hand. And I'm pulling it sure this is really secure for our Valentine. We don't want any tears on Valentine's Day with a Valentine that falls apart. Oh, that's so... With the end of your ribbon, you're going to thread it through your keychain. Just pull it on through. And your keychain can be as long or as short as you want. I'm gonna put a bow on my keychain. If that's too complicated for you, you can just tie a knot like how I showed you before. Okay, you're going to have about 4 inches of space on each side of your keychain.
As long as
Tie the ribbon in a knot. Make sure the knot, just one knot. Make sure the knot is around the eye of your keychain and not around the connecting part where you're gonna hook your keys or your backpack. Okay, then once you have your knot, you're just gonna make your bow. This is how I learned how to make bows. I have my finger and I put the ribbon around, squeeze it with these fingers. And then this is why you want a lot of ribbon on the other side, because you're gonna push that through. And I'm gonna just cut it right there. Make sure it's nice and tight. If you have a little dab of glue or a glue dot, or if your parents even let you use hot glue, it might be a good time to secure it in the back so that your knots don't come undone. Because it won't come undone just hanging here, but as we know, a lot of times, like on backpacks and in keys, this is getting jostled around a lot. So we are done. That looks so adorable. Do you love it?
Yes.
This was a really fun project today, and now you guys know a little bit more about what it takes to write a letter on your computer. All those zeros and ones. Very long. We'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so now okay. Oh, don't break my heart.
I am so bad.
I'm so awesome. My achy breaky heart. I just don't think you'd understand.
What the? I love my keychain.